Hey guys, it's me Nas, and welcome to maybe just a short review for WrestleMania 42 and Monday Night Raw. But the thing is, I'm not gonna discuss more on the everything about happened on Raw's matches for WrestleMania 42. We're gonna discuss about everything in terms of how great it was because here's the thing, at night two, basically, this is great. Now I did, you know, decide to post after 42 because the fact that I didn't sleep well at night and then I have to stay up just to watch the events. It is what it is, but still, here we are. So, of course, the right decisions that I put in predictions is all 6 and 0 in this one. So, here's the thing, because it is already announced that Brock Lesnar is now officially retired. And first of all, thank you to Brock Lesnar because for everything that he's been giving us the entertainment for the past, you could say 20, somewhere almost like 23 or 4 years. And of course, there's some years that wasn't been around because of his UFC. So it's somewhere like not more than 20, but it's there. But that's the thing about for Brock. He left and he came back and then became a 10-time world champion in the WWE. So Oba beats him. This is the right choice. A must-win choice for Oba to finally be the next big thing. And then the second match, six-pack ladder match. This is a great, match in terms of people who has the ESPN app. I mean like the early two, you could say, two matches before the actual app for the third match until the main event. But still, Penta retains, and again, it's the right choice because for him to hold the title, have a good title reign. Then also I would not forget Javon, literally the MVP of the match for sure. Even you give a lot of credit as well to JD as well, and you go other guys as well. They gave it everything they got in this match. Third match, which is Trick Williams and with Dale Yadi defeated the Sami Zayn, which this is the right call. I think that some may say that Trick cheated to win. It is what it is, but still, people didn't like Sammy a lot because of course he's being used a lot, so it's time for a new young star to take over. This is the right choice to make Trick wins. Next one is a street fight that was announced, I think yesterday or a few weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, because the last time I checked that the Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio, I didn't even know that they advertised this match, which is a street fight. I thought it's just a one-on-one. So it's not too crazy, but in the end of the day, Dominic just got, beat by Finn Balor. So the Demon had basically, had a good win, especially at WrestleMania. Then we get to the fifth match. This is Rhea Ripley beating Jade Cargill because this is supposed to be the most necessary thing because the women's division on SmackDown is absolutely a problem. So they need to change it up. So they went with the right decision to pick on Rhea. And of course, people were speculating about Bianca Belair's return, but due to her pregnancy, it's already been a official decision that Rhea is going to take over SmackDown for the meantime. And what's next for Rhea? I guess you could argue it's either a title rematch or someone else is going to step up. We'll see that on SmackDown. Then the main event, Roman Reigns beat CM Punk. Well, this one is the most, obvious thing because the thing is about Roman Reigns, he proved that he beat the best in the world. It was one of the best matches of the night, and at the same time, it is a perfect way to have a main event. No interference, no shenanigans, and it ended up where Roman Reigns stood tall as the new World Heavyweight Champion. So, again, it was like more storytelling in the match as well, where CM Punk gave everything, but he's already worn off and at some point very tired to the point that Roman Reigns had a lot more to recover to perform his last move, which is the spear. And again, like I could say Punk carried the match for a bit. Like he gave it everything he had. Of course, like Roman had to made the decision of playing not work hard but work smart as well in this match because CM Punk is gonna give it everything, and we all know that everything he does, he defines what a true professional wrestler he is. But of course, Roman is the guy that comes out, and a lot of rumors speculated that, of course, the Netflix wanted Roman to be the guy. It's about time for Roman to step up as well. Like now, he's already announced that he is more of a full time than a part time. He's not gonna do a lot of matches, but you could argue that he's gonna do a lot of appearances, promos, and all that. Whoever he faces, and that's when we will get to Raw. Alright, so we will start first with Obafemi to open the show of Monday Night Raw. Now, basically, Obafemi has, proven that he said that the ruler has arrived. This is similar to Roman Reigns once said in a promo back in 2017 after WrestleMania that this is my yard now after he beat The Undertaker. So this is basically the right way to start off and to say for Oba to say that word and let the crowd chant his name and all that. Now, I get that some people are, it's always the same people who just trying to say, oh, what more for him to say? Like, it's already fine. Oba has already, said what he is and what he's going to say to the whole world. You just get a glimpse of it. And then later on, whoever he faces in his feud, that's where he's gonna face. For now, this is just a way of saying that you got the new guy who beat Brock Lesnar, and then just see what's gonna happen in the near future. And now the second picture that you see here is basically Ethan Page's debut, and he won the match. Now, to those who never know about Ethan Page, he's from the NXT brand that he was a part of, former NXT champion, former, you could say, might be the greatest North American champion in NXT history because of how he defended it ever since and how you could say that he did a pretty good job. He's basically like you can put him in any division, whether if you want him in the main event or mid card, but this guy is something to be proud to see because with all the work he done, now this is the time for him to step up, especially on Raw. The fact that the Raw has very stacked individuals in the mid card division or the Intercontinental Championship, I just assume that there are some people that need it for SmackDown, but the thing is that what you get in Raw, most stacked, it's up to the creative of how they're gonna book this type of individuals. Now the next one is Sol Ruka. Now she made her debut, well, granted on Raw, but basically her main roster was always been the Saturday's Night Main Event. Now this is another thing, or you could say a few weeks ago on SmackDown when she was teaming with Zarya. But still, this is her Raw debut on her own, and all I can say about Sol Ruka and Liv's match, this is way better than what we get from Stephanie versus Liv at WrestleMania 42 Night 1, because when you think about it, I think that this went a bit longer, but at the same time, they deliver. Like, again, this person is the reason that her finisher is the coolest, and regardless of what you may see her, she's gonna do a lot of those things in the near future. I get to the feeling that on NXT Revenge Week 2, she's gonna lose to Zarya, the one that you saw earlier, and give me a second. So this is the picture that you see here. So Zarya is basically a heel at this point. That if you watch NXT, she turned on Sol Ruka. They're gonna have their last woman standing match at NXT Revenge later on, and this is going to be something else because I'm looking forward to watch NXT, especially the last Revenge for week 2. And again, after this could be the turning point for Sol Ruka to be part of the main roster. I think it is fitting to let Zarya win the match so that Sol Ruka is gonna be part of Raw. If you're asking why I let Zarya deserve to win, because she lost to Sol Ruka in NXT Stand and Deliver. So of course, if you want to tie things up, you have to let Zarya be the one to take the victory here. Now, the last thing about this segment is the Jacob Fatu and the bloodline situation, but most likely to Roman Reigns. Now, this is going to be a match that we were looking forward at Backlash. Of course, does it damage Jacob if he loses? It's not gonna damage him because this is a test for him to, you know, level up his, way of challenging against Roman Reigns. Knowing that this is going to be a good match between these two, we've been waiting for this for almost a year now. And this is the right time that they're going to sell this at Backlash. Now, the segment is kind of a bit interesting because now this is all about Jacob, that he needs the World Heavyweight Champion, that he needs all of this good stuff from Roman so that he can provide for his family, which that is a good thing and a relatable thing that most us adults want to give back to our families. So this is basically the most things that you can't hate this guy because this is what he wanted. Having him being the first opponent for Roman is okay because regardless, like Roman's gonna retain. And regardless of what Jacob can do, I know these two is gonna give us a good match and Backlash, hoping that it's gonna exceed our expectations of how we expect something from them and they're gonna give us a good match in their first encounter. So that's basically it. Regardless, regardless of how things have changed for night two. They really gave us a good WrestleMania finally because night one was atrocious. Raw is kind of bit okay. Now, I don't need to discuss more of the matches because it's like it's the same old things we see every single week. They just add that in so that people would be happy to see, like they paid their monies to see these certain wrestlers that they like, and it is what it is. But still, it's not really a bad Raw after Mania. Some may say it's bad because yeah, it's boring and all that stuff, but to me it's like it's good that they gave us NXT call-ups because those are the most important things. What do I expect? I just hope that, Becky Lynch was there, hoping that Jason Jane from NXT is going to come up to the main roster, but it didn't happen, which is kind of bit okay. Because who knows, SmackDown needs a lot of women in their division. So if JCJ is gonna be in SmackDown, it makes a lot of sense. I would not be surprised if Blake Monroe would be there as well, and other women like Kelani Jordan or Jada Parker, either way. But it's up to the WWE how they're going to, book. And if you think about how about NXT, well, there's a lot of young, talented, developmental, you know, you could say wrestlers who's gonna be part of the Evolve now turning into the NXT stars that we will see today, and it's fine. They're gonna make new stars. Those new stars are gonna be in the main roster. What's gonna happen to once in the main roster? Well, they just have to work hard enough so that they can stay their spot. I get the feeling that we're gonna have the budget cuts. We will talk about that in the video of how many wrestlers that was released, and if we will think if creative did a good job or they didn't do anything. So regardless, it's up to how they're gonna release them. That's all I'm gonna say in this video. So it's just like that. Basically, the review doesn't have to be too detailed. I just label it as it is, of course. And yeah, the segments of Raw, it's necessary that they just added in. We all know that there's more to come for Liv and Stephanie, and you could say Finn Balor could at least face against, you could say JD. That could be another thing. Their match is okay, but having them in Backlash as well with the Kyrie, Asuka and EO situation, it's gonna happen. We're gonna see that in Backlash. So that's basically it for this review. All I can say is that thank you for watching, and we will see each other in the next video. Peace.